This is the Ramayana, one of India's most cherished sagas.
Episode 2, The First Quest, The Sage's Challenge.
What happens when a divine prince must face his first true test? When the safety of his kingdom depends on a choice that will break a father's heart? In our last episode, we witnessed the miraculous birth of 4 divine princes in Ayodhya. Now, as young Rama reaches his 16th year, destiny comes knocking at the palace gates in the form of a powerful sage with an urgent and dangerous request. The Age of Heroes has begun, and with it comes the first great trial that will forge a legend. King Dasharatha sat in his magnificent court, his mind occupied with thoughts of his sons' futures. At 16, Rama had grown into everything a father could hope for: strong, wise, compassionate, and skilled in all the arts of war and peace. The time had come to arrange suitable marriages for his beloved boys, and the king was deep in consultation with his priests and counselors when fate intervened. A commotion arose at the palace gates. The guards rushed to their master with urgent news. "Your Majesty, a great sage approaches. Vishwamitra, son of Gadi, seeks audience with you." Now, this was no ordinary sage. Vishwamitra was one of the most powerful hermits in all the 3 worlds, a master of divine knowledge. But why had he come to Ayodhya? What could drive such a mighty ascetic from his forest retreats to seek the aid of a mortal king? As Vishwamitra entered the royal court, his very presence transformed the atmosphere. He moved with the radiance of a god, his eyes blazing with spiritual fire earned through countless years of the most severe penance. King Dasharatha, recognizing the immense honor of this visit, rose from his throne and hurried forward with his priests to greet the sage properly. "Welcome, O Blessed One," Dasharatha declared, his voice trembling with reverence. The king offered holy water, performed the traditional worship, and waited with bated breath to learn why this mighty sage had honored his court with a visit. "Your presence here is like receiving the Creator himself. What joy you bring to my kingdom! From the moment I beheld your divine form, my soul feels blessed and my life fulfilled. Command me, what can I do to serve you?" Vishwamitra smiled at Dasharatha's humble devotion. "Your words are worthy of your noble lineage, O king. I am pleased that you offer aid even before knowing what I seek. Listen then to why I have come. I am engaged in a most sacred sacrifice, one that could benefit all the worlds. But 2 terrible demons, Maricha and Suvahu, torment me constantly. These shape-shifting fiends wait until my rituals near completion, then defile my sacred altar with streams of blood and chunks of rotting flesh. My sacrifice fails, my prayers are ruined, and darkness grows stronger. I cannot strike them down myself, for the very act of violence would break my vows and destroy the spiritual power I've spent lifetimes accumulating. But you, O king, have a son who can help me, young Rama." The words hit Dasharatha like a lightning bolt. Send his beloved Rama, barely more than a child, to fight demons that even mighty sages feared? The king's face went pale, his hands trembled, and for a moment he could barely speak. "O blessed sage," Dasharatha finally managed, My son is but a child. He has seen only 16 summers. How can he face creatures that terrorize the 3 worlds? I will come myself with all my armies, elephants, chariots, cavalry, and foot soldiers. I will stand guard at your sacrifice with my own bow. But please, do not ask for my son."
The temperature in the throne room seemed to drop. Vishwamitra's eyes flashed with barely contained fury, and the very earth began to tremble beneath his displeasure. "Did you make a promise, O king, only to break it moments later? Are the sons of Raghu's line now known as oath breakers? If your soul can bear such shame, I will depart as I came. Live with your sons if you will. But know that you have dishonored the proud name of Agastya." As the sage's anger mounted, the palace shook, the sky darkened, and even the gods in heaven trembled. This was the wrath of a being who had accumulated spiritual power for thousands of years, power enough to curse kingdoms into dust or elevate mortals to godhood. "Stop, O king." It was Vashishtha, Dasharatha's own royal priest and spiritual guide, calm, wise, and firm. "You were born of noble Ikshvaku's line. You are righteousness incarnate. You are famous throughout the 3 worlds for keeping your word. Do not stain that reputation now. Send Rama with Vishwamitra. The boy will face no true danger, for this sage possesses knowledge of divine weapons that even gods do not know. Vishwamitra once ruled the earth as a mighty king. He understands warfare as well as spiritual power. He knows weapons called Jaya and Vijaya, with their 100 magnificent offspring. Celestial arms that can destroy any enemy. These weapons are alive, O king, conscious beings of pure divine energy. They respond to secret spells, appear when summoned, and vanish when their work is done. In Rama's hands, guided by Vishwamitra's wisdom, they will make your son invincible. Dasharatha looked from his furious guest to his trusted priest, then at his beloved son Rama, who had remained silent throughout this exchange. The boy's eyes showed no fear, only eager readiness to serve. With a heavy heart, the king made his choice. "Rama, Lakshmana, come forward." The 2 princes approached, moving with the fluid grace of born warriors. Dasharatha embraced them both, his eyes bright with tears of pride and worry. "My sons, serve this great sage faithfully. May all gods protect you on your journey." Their mother, Queen Kausalya, blessed them with sacred rites, and Vashishtha chanted protective mantras over their heads. Then, with the crowd watching in awed silence, the 2 young princes took their places beside Vishwamitra. As they stepped outside the palace, the wind god himself sent a sweet breeze that barely stirred the trees, but filled the air with divine fragrance. Flowers rained from heaven, and celestial musicians began a triumphant song that seemed to echo from the very sky. The 3 travelers, the mighty sage and the 2 young princes, set out toward the south, following the sacred Sarju River. Rama walked with the eager step of youth,
heading toward his first great adventure, while Lakshmana, devoted as always, stayed close by his beloved elder brother's side. After walking for some time, Vishwamitra stopped by the riverbank and turned to Rama with a mysterious smile. "Come, dear child," the sage said. "Before we go further, I will give you gifts that will serve you all your life. Touch this sacred water and receive 2 divine spells, Bala and Atibala, strength and great strength." As Rama touched the holy water and received these mystical spells, a transformation began. The incantations sank deep into his being, becoming part of his very soul. From that moment forward, he would never know fatigue, hunger, thirst, or the weakness of mortal flesh. No weapon could harm him, no enemy could match his strength, and no challenge could defeat his spirit. The young prince literally glowed with new power, shining like the sun itself. He had taken his first step from mortal boy toward divine hero. That night, they camped peacefully by the river.
As dawn broke, Vishwamitra rose with purpose burning in his eyes. "Come, princes. Today we enter dangerous territory. Ahead lies a cursed forest where no bird sings, no animal dwells, and death itself holds dominion." As they walked, Rama's eyes fell upon a vast, dark woodland that seemed to absorb light itself. "What is that terrible place, O sage? It looks like a storm cloud fallen to earth, filled with shadows and dread." "That, dear boy, was once 2 prosperous kingdoms, Malaha and Karusha, but a curse transformed them into this wasteland. Long ago, a demoness named Tadaka made her home there with her 2 sons. She possesses the strength of 1,000 elephants, and her very presence corrupts the land, killing everything pure and good. She was not always a monster. Once, she was a beautiful spirit maiden, married to a powerful giant. But the great sage Agastya cursed her for her wickedness, twisting her lovely form into something hideous and terrible. We must pass through her domain to reach my hermitage. And when we do, you will face your first true test, young prince." As they approached the cursed forest, Rama strung his mighty bow. The sound rang out like thunder across the wasteland. In the depths of the dark wood, something stirred. Ancient, evil, and hungry. Tadaka heard the challenge and began to move. The demoness rose from her foul lair, her massive form blocking out the sun. She had arms like tree trunks, claws like swords, and eyes that burned with malevolent fire. The earth shook beneath her feet as she charged toward the sound that had dared to wake her. Rama stood ready, accepting the profound gravity of the moment, but his heart stirred by an ancient code of honor that showed mercy even to enemies. My hand shall only check her course and shear her nose and ears away.
I will spare her life, for no warrior should slay what was once a woman. But the fiend did not pause. She rushed on, huge arms tossed high like battering rams, her eyes blazing. The sage Vishwamitra saw her coming and cried out in alarm. "Foolish mercy will doom you, young prince. She is no longer woman, but pure destruction." Immediately, Tadaka called upon her magic power. She raised a horrid cloud of dust from the cursed earth, shrouding Rama and Lakshmana in choking darkness that burned the eyes and throat. And then, the true assault began. From within the swirling dust storm, she smote them with a relentless shower of stones. But Rama responded with his own rain of arrows, each shaft finding its mark with divine precision. His winged darts flew true through the darkness, shattering stones in mid-flight and striking the invisible demon. His arrows sheared off her powerful hands, leaving her mighty arms severed at the shoulders. The limbs fell like felled trees, but still she thundered forward. Lakshman was seized by sheer protective rage at seeing his brother in danger. Without hesitation, he swiftly and mercilessly severed the monster's ears and nose with perfectly aimed arrows. But she tried desperately to confuse them, shifting rapidly through 1,000 shapes by her magic skill. Now a giant serpent, now a monstrous bird, now a charging elephant, her form flickering like shadows in firelight. "Rama!" Vishwamitra's voice cut through the chaos like a blade. "Do not hesitate. She was once a woman, yes, but that compassion you feel will doom us all. Look at the sun. It sinks toward the horizon. When darkness falls, her power will triple." "Remember, Prince," Vishwamitra called urgently, "mercy to the wicked is cruelty to the innocent. How many travelers has she devoured? How many children will never return home because of your hesitation?" The truth struck home like lightning. True compassion sometimes required the warrior's path. To spare her suffering was to inflict suffering on countless others. Rama, fighting in the growing gloom, employed supreme concentration. The divine spells within him, Bala and Atibala, sharpened his every sense, tracking her invisible movements through the chaos. He loads the string with a dart shaped like a crescent moon, its divine metal gleaming even in the darkness, targeting the invisible menace that stalks through her 1,000 forms. The weapon flies with lightning speed and surest aim, cutting through her dust storm. It strikes the immense giantess straight to the heart. Blood spouts from her mouth and side as her true form is revealed at last. Tadaka fell like a toppled mountain. Her reign of terror ended forever. The cursed forest began to change. Flowers bloomed, birds sang, and pure water flowed once more through streams that had run black with poison. That night, they rested in what had become a beautiful grove, and Vishwamitra smiled at his young protege with deep satisfaction. "Well done, Rama. You have passed your first test magnificently. Now, I will give you weapons that will make you unconquerable."
From the sage's lips came a stream of secret names, incantations that called forth divine weapons. True and truly famed, bold and fleet, fire, sun, earth and air, the Lord of oceans, weapon after weapon, each one a conscious being of pure destructive power. These were no ordinary arms, but living entities of divine energy. They appeared before Rama in forms of blazing light, each one more magnificent than the last.
We are your servants, O Prince. Command us, and we will manifest as sword, arrow, discus, or any weapon you desire. No enemy can stand against us. No shield can stop us. No magic can turn us aside.
One by one they bowed before the young hero, then merged with his very being, becoming part of his spiritual arsenal. From that moment, Rama possessed weaponry that gods would envy. The next morning, Vishwamitra led them toward a beautiful forest glade, where the trees grew tall and peaceful, where deer grazed without fear, and where the very air seemed to pulse with holiness. This grove is sacred to Lord Vishnu himself, the sage explained. Long ago, when the demon king Bali ruled all three worlds, Vishnu came here in the form of a dwarf and performed the miracle that restored cosmic balance. The very ground is holy. That night, and for the next 5 days, Vishwamitra performed the most sacred of rituals, while Rama and Lakshmana stood guard.
Om Asato ma sadgamaya Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya Mrityor ma amritam gamaya Om Shanti.
The sage had warned them that during these final days, the surviving demons, led by Maricha and Suvahu, would make their desperate attack. On the 6th morning, as Vishwamitra chanted the final, most crucial mantras,
Sukhino bhavantu loka samasta Sukhino bhavantu.
Darkness fell across the sky. With howls of rage and fury, a horde of demons descended from the clouds, led by the terrible Maricha. His body crackling with dark magic. Now, Lakshmana, Rama called to his brother, watch how divine weapons deal with evil. His first arrow, empowered by celestial magic, struck Maricha in the chest. The demon screamed as he was hurled through the air. Not killed, but flung 100 leagues away to land in the ocean, his power broken and his pride shattered. The second demon, Suvahu, charged with murderous intent. This time, Rama's arrow found its mark perfectly, and the creature fell dead instantly. The remaining lesser demons fled in terror.
Loka samasta Sukhino सुखिनो भवन्तु.
The sacrifice was complete. The sky cleared once more. The land was cleansed, and Vishwamitra's face shone with joy and gratitude.
My brave princes, you have done more than I dared hope. Not only have you protected my sacrifice, but you have freed this entire region from the curse of evil. Your names will be remembered with honor as long as righteousness exists in the world. Come, there is someone I want you to meet. King Dasharatha of Mithila is holding a great ceremony, and he possesses something you must see. A bow so mighty that no man has ever been able to string it. It belonged to Lord Shiva himself. As they crossed the river Sona under starlight, Vishwamitra told them stories of ancient heroes and forgotten kings. He spoke of his own royal lineage, of his sister who became a sacred river, and of the cycles of time that bring heroes when the world needs them most. Rama listened with the attention of youth, learning the deeper mysteries of existence, while Lakshmana dozed peacefully by the campfire. In Mithila, King Dasharatha waited beside an impossible bow. And in her palace chambers, Princess Sita dreamed restless dreams, not knowing that her beloved, the other half of her very soul, was drawing nearer with every step. Thus ends our second movement. The young hero proven in battle, armed with divine weapons, guided by wisdom, and walking unknowingly toward a destiny that will reshape the very meaning of love, honor, and sacrifice. What awaits our heroes in Mithila? Can any mortal bend the bow of Shiva? And who is this mysterious princess whose fate hangs on the outcome of an impossible test? The greatest love story ever told is about to begin.
This episode of the Ramayana was created by Pranay, with the creative support of Gemini, Claude AI, Adobe Firefly, 11 Labs, and ChatGPT. Music and sound effects were licensed from 11 Labs, Envato, and Artlist. Special thanks to Anuradha for inspiration and support. Text adapted from Ralph T. H. Griffith's English translation of the Ramayana, published between 1870 and 1874. Now, a quick word from the maker.
If you've been captivated by this ancient tale of gods walking among mortals, or if you're eager to see how young Rama will face his great trial, I would be deeply grateful for your support. I'm a solo creator working to bring these timeless stories to life for a new generation. Every like tells me that these epic tales still have the power to move us. Every subscription helps me know there's an audience hungry for more of these legendary adventures. And every share introduces someone new to one of humanity's greatest stories. Your support, whether it's a simple thumbs up, hitting that subscribe button, or sharing this episode with someone who loves great storytelling, makes all the difference in my ability to continue this epic journey. Until next time, may your own journey be filled with courage, wisdom, and wonder. Thank you for listening.